Hey, my name is Willie Minnix. I am the author of the new book, Lyrics and Music. I am the author of this book. And in this video, I want to talk about 5 tips that will help make your melody a little bit better. Tip number 1, falling melodies. Falling melodies tend to remain popular longer than melodies that ascend. And what I mean by a falling melody is a melody that starts high and then comes down low. Lots of blues music has falling melodies, R&B songs. Basically, if this is your scale, your melody might go more of a bluesy type song, you're going to add in some of the blues notes like a flat 7 and maybe a flat 3rd. And that doesn't mean that it can't go back up, but it's definitely going to come down. Number 2, monotonal melodies must die. I am so sick of hearing pseudo rapping on the radio and Taylor Swift has it all over her new album, which really makes me sad because Taylor Swift has the ability to write some of the most beautiful melodies I have ever heard, but she peppers it in with this blah 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 kind of stuff that just drives me nuts. I think that these monotonal melodies are kind of a maybe partially related to hip-hop, maybe they're related to rap music, I don't know. And they were okay once upon a time. Bob Dylan kind of started the whole thing way back with Subterranean Homesick Blues. And it was cool for a while, but it's so overdone nowadays that it's just, you just expect it with every song that comes on the radio. So I think they should die, and you should take the time as an aspiring songwriter to craft them, especially if you're not known right now. If you're somebody who's laboring in obscurity, if you're trying to write stuff like what you hear on the radio, by the time you make it, that stuff's not going to be popular anymore, and thus you won't be popular anymore. So come up with whatever the next thing is and do that. And I am starting to hear in some of the underground, places where you hear music, that melody is starting to come back. So focus on your melodies, don't just make everything monotonal, and you're going to do well. Tip number 3, develop your melody. So the last question is about monotonal melodies must die. So what do you do? Well, there are actually some tips that you can use that will help you develop your melody. Learn to play with the motions that the melody goes in. Learn to try things in reverse. Try things, all sorts of ways. So in the next couple examples, I'm going to give you some things that you can try immediately that will help your melody develop more. So tip 4 is try using ascending motion. Ascending motion is the opposite of descending motion. It actually makes your melody go up. So if you're playing a melody that's down here, and you've fallen down here, well, do the opposite. Maybe that'll get you back up there and build a high point in your song that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And then the final thing, we talked about descending motion at the beginning, so try to incorporate it. Maybe your song already has some ascending passages. Well, now flip it around and try to descend with it and see what happens. In the next video, we're going to talk about 5 more things that you can do, and some of these things will actually give you more depth when you're trying to create a melody that's actually interesting to listen to. So I will see you next time. Again, I am the author. My name is Willie Minnix. I'm the author of Music and Lyrics, Music Theory for Aspiring Songwriters, and I give some examples about all these techniques in this book. So you can check this out at Barnes & Noble or Amazon or anywhere fine books are sold. So I will see you in the next video.